Welcome back to Manga Storian's Berserk. After a short while, Shirkei started to finish up with the seal around the brand, thinking about how she can feel something between them. Could it have been that they were joined together in their spirit forms? She begins to look back at Guts' back, seeing all the burns and how his body seemingly glows because of it. She dips her quill into the ink and begins touching up on the seal, and with her silence, Ivilaria floats by stating that her love sensor is going off. Shirkei lays Guts down as she goes on to prepare more medicine and bandages, and tells him to rest up until she returns. Guts tells her, "Thanks for the help." And Shirkei shuts down, letting out a sigh. She thinks back to when Farnese and her were outside in their astral forms and Guts was talking about Casca, what Casca means to him. But then, she smiles, stating that she's fine with it. She already has something that only the two of them can share. Over in the bathroom, Farnese begins to pour a bucket of water and Casca shouts. Farnese tells her that she's sorry. Did it sting? She didn't mean to. But then Casca grabs the bucket, splashing it on Farnese. She stands there and grabs Casca, shouting, "Why? Why are you like this? Guts puts his life on the line, and all for your sake. Time and time again, he's been injured for you. He's been covered in scars, yet all you do is randomly spout gibberish. You don't even understand a thing, and he is still..." Farnese falls to her knees, resenting Casca, and Casca stands there silently. For a few moments, Casca looks at the bucket of water, and then she grabs it, trying to wash herself. But as she struggles, Farnese begins to cry, and she gets up to hug Casca. However, topside, Roderick looks through a spyglass, seeing 3 ships. The sailors state that they didn't have any flags, but when they were spotted, they switched to Y's flags. Roderick says, "So that is it. All hands to battle stations!" All of the sailors move into position, running down and prepping the cannons, and then they focus their sights on the 3 ships. Aboard one of those ships, the sailors ask their captain what they should do, and the captain spins back, hitting him, telling him, "We have some kind of luck running into Y ships." Bonebeard then shouts, "Listen up and raise the Jolly Roger. It be time to reopen our true trade, you scallywags." The sailors then aboard the Seahorse see the flags change to that of a pirate ship, and Roderick tells all of the sailors to please go down to the decks below. On land, they are a tremendous help, but in the open sea, leave it to him. As everyone heads down, Roderick then calls to Serpico, calling him Master of the Winds, and he says that he is leaving Farnese in his care. Serpico looks up, and after a brief moment, he tells him, "Just call me Serpico." Once everyone is gone, Roderick calls out to all of the gunmen, telling them to fire on the pirates' right wing. Cannonballs slam into the side of Bonebeard's ships, and within moments, another wave of cannons is fired. Bonebeard looks through the spyglass again to see the ship, and when he looks, he sees the Seahorse in front and says, "By Davy Bones' locker." They say to the captain that it's none other than Roderick, Y's Prince of Navigation, and his ship, the Seahorse. Roderick smiles, stating that they're going to regret going up against the wise, state-of-the-art galleon with their dinking Karaki. Roderick orders another round of cannon fire, and the balls begin to break apart at the ship's sails. Bonebeard shouts to his men to get ready to return fire, but his sailors try to get into position, and they end up bumping into each other. Another sailor says that they're covered in smoke, they can't see them anyway. And Bonebeard says that there's no way that he could have planned this. Roderick laughs, stating that they thought being windward would give them the advantage, but that was quite a mistake. Some of the cannon fire is then returned, and as the cannonballs land in the water, a sailor tells Roderick to please lower his head. Roderick yells it's hard to shoot at a deck full of moving sailors. Besides, they need to press this advantage. Back with Bonebeard, the smoke begins to clear to give them a clear sight of Roderick's ship. And as they look, he's gone. He shouts for them to fire, and on the ship's other side, the cannons begin shooting back into Bonebeard's ships. Bonebeard calls out to his men that they need to retreat, haul all heavy loads overboard, and get moving. But as the pirates start to escape, Ishidori shouts, "Yeah! And may the sharks feed on your asses!" The navigator asks Roderick if they should follow, but Roderick says to leave them be. With that much damage, they will look like prey for the other pirates. Roderick turns back to the deck and he tells everyone that the battle is over. Any man not on duty has permission to help themselves to a full glass of rum. Down on the deck below, Serpico listens and says that it seems that the cannon fire has stopped. Shirkei wipes the cloth over his head, stating that his fever has risen again because of all of his scars. He can't properly sweat it out. Ivilaria looks at Guts' facial expression and says that it looks like he's having a bad dream. And Farnese asks if there's something that they can do with magic to cleanse him of those nightmares. Shirkei tells him yes, but in Guts' current state, it could do more harm than good. All they can do for now is wait and see, and inside of his mind, he begins to see chains. As he follows the trail, they begin to become more jagged and rigid, and then there's a set of fangs. All those chains that Guts sees are buried into the beast of darkness, and those chains are starting to come undone. However, the dark voice can be heard, and the beast of darkness tells Guts that he won't be able to keep him in those chains. The instant that he gained that shell, he was already unleashed. The witch thinks that she has tamed him, but that is only temporary. These people that surround him, these comrades, he wishes to protect very well. Throw yourself upon a frail tether. Cherish them while you can, because soon they will be ripped apart from you just as the others on that day. And then you will suffer their loss once more. Once that happens, there will be nothing holding me back. Their hearts will race with ecstasy as they chew on the one true light. Until that day comes, I will be in these chains, suppressed, storing my power. And then, one day, at that moment, his eyes shoot open and everyone around him shouts that he's finally awake. He leans up, and even though Shirkei tells him to lie down, Guts starts to remember just what happened, what he saw. But before long, Ishidori opens up the hatch and shouts that they have won the battle. There were cannons and explosions, and his ears popped, and he can't hear a damn thing. So how is everyone? Guts tells him, wide awake now. We need to get out of here, it's too dark. As everyone gets back on deck, the crew all begin to cheer and drink to another hard-fought victory. But while everyone is off enjoying themselves, Magnifico pulls Roderick to the side and tells him that he overheard some talks with the crewmen. They're heading to Skellig, right? The place where the legendary elf island is, and Roderick says that it looks like it. Legend has it that there has been a great elf king on that island or something. Magnifico laughs, telling him that he's a tradesman. He does not have the time for foolish superstition. However, in light of recent events, his mind has been changed. How about they work together? With the strength of the seahorse, they can conquer the legendary elf island. They could be rich! They can capture and sell the elves. What say him? Roderick thinks about it for a moment and then says that if he really wants to ask someone, he should ask him. And he points over at the barrel. Magnifico looks at the barrel and opens it, and inside is Puck, eating an apple. Having just heard everything that Magnifico said, Puck quickly grabs his fake mustache and he begins to fly off. And Magnifico tells him, wait, how about we make a deal? Wouldn't you want to be the elf king? Puck stops and then flies back, taking his throne upon Magnifico's head, quickly and shockingly agreeing to his plan. As Roderick leads the two of them to their schemes, Roderick sees a pair of shoes and he looks up to see Farnese in the lookout post. Farnese says that she's sorry, she didn't mean to be a bother, but as the wind blows, Roderick takes his coat and he places it on her shoulders. She then goes on to state that today she was soaring higher than the top of the mast using magical arts. She was filled with such ecstasy and freedom, but it was also very frightening, like an omnipotent feeling. Being up there made her realize something, that it took her this long just to do that, and she has yet to help everyone when they needed her. Roderick laughs, telling her that that's not true at all. The others may be incredibly showy, but for her, she has a special role to play. For her, she provides support while the others fight. At least for Gut, she is caring for the most important person in his life. She doesn't answer right away, but Roderick says that he thinks that maybe he shouldn't have said that. And Farnese tells him he's right. She's sure of it now. And that is where we're going to leave you. Not a terribly exciting episode, but today you got to learn more about the Beast and the Pirates. And I'll see you right here at Manga Storian.